Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cheesy Sasquatch. Kind of picking up with a conversation I talked about a week or two ago with the Seahawks. That quarterback room, again, currently having Drew Lock and Geno Smith fighting it out to see who's going to get that week one nod. There was conversations of the Seahawks maybe going out and trying to trade for somebody, pick up somebody. There was quarterbacks on the market like Baker Mayfield, Matt Ryan before he ended up in Indy, um, even Mariota before he went to Atlanta. There was guys available. There are still guys available. Nonetheless, Pete Carroll is happy with that quarterback room, at least going into training camp here. I mean, we could see otherwise if one of them has a bad training camp, goes on and brings somebody else. Injuries happen as well. We never know there. Kind of picking up with that conversation, seeing kind of again how Pete Carroll's handling the situation, and there's always that it's kind of a no-no, but yet teams do it, is tanking to get better draft picks for the next season. As we know, Seahawks are in rebuild mode. Bobby Wagner's gone. Russell Wilson's gone. Losing your quarterback of your offense and your quarterback of your defense, you're basically accepting, again, that you're going into rebuild mode. So Pete Carroll, while tanking is not something that you want to do, it's kind of something that teams do regardless whether they like it or not, just based on their roster. And kind of looking at the draft class, the potential draft class for next season, again, depending on how these guys do. Two guys that I think Pete Carroll, among other teams that are going to be in the top 5 draft picks for the next year, are going to be looking at 2 quarterbacks that have been studs last year, particularly, and that's Ohio State's C.J. Stroud and Alabama's Bryce Young. Bryce Young came up a little short in the national championship against Georgia last year. Nonetheless, freshman looked great. It has a lot of confidence going into this coming season. CJ Stroud as well, the backbone of that Ohio State offense, multi-touchdown games, kind of more of a pocket guy, bigger body guy, doesn't run as much as Bryce Young does, but also has a little bit of a bigger arm to where he has, 400 or 500 yard game after 400 or 500 yard game last season for the Buckeyes. So the Seahawks, while again, they don't want to tank. Obviously, if they're relevant in the NFC West, which is a tough division, so if they can stay relevant in that division, they're going to be relevant in the NFC come playoff time. But the cards are kind of stacked against them this year. Their defense is kind of going to be, I believe, their focal point that keeps them more in games. On the offense, yes, you still have DK Metcalf. In the backfield, you have Carson and Penny coming back. Hopefully, you can get a fully healthy year out of them. And then Kenneth Walker out of Michigan State. Looks like he could possibly have a breakout season if he gets a lot of touches. So we will see. I think that, again, the Seahawks are going to be a run-heavy team this year, as Geno Smith is getting older. So, again, doesn't have that it factor like he maybe arguably did in years past. And then Drew Lock, his time in Denver, kind of lackluster. But, again, new system, new coach, new players. Maybe he rejuvenates his career. So we'll see there. But nonetheless, Seahawks country is kind of going to have to be patient for another year, because I think if they are able to get a top 5 pick, maybe a top 10 pick, that they will be able to go out and get one of these quarterbacks that are studs that should be declaring for the draft next season. We'll see. A lot of these guys are 2 years, 3 years and done. None of them really stay 4 years if they know that they can move up to the next level, be a top 10 draft pick, and immediately start having success in the NFL. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, this season is, in picture now. So they don't want to look forward to the 2023 season too early and completely forget about this season. Obviously, they're a professional football team. They don't want to just give up from the get-go. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Would you take CJ Stroud or Bryce Young in next year's draft if the Seahawks are able to go out and get him? get either of them, I should say. Um, I personally think both of them would be great. There isn't really one that's stuck out to me as, oh, this is night and day the better option, as both of them are pivotal parts of their offense, and both of them bring different parts to the table that you might, I mean, somebody might see more value in one way or the other. So, as always, yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Feel free to like this video. Check out my other videos as well, talking about the Packers, Seahawks, other professional sports as well. The NBA Finals are upon us. I have a couple videos talking about that, breaking down the first couple games. I have a prediction as well for who I think is going to win the series. Feel free to go check those videos out. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on the rest of my content. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.